Alright guys, good morning. We are doing front struts on a 2007 Honda Accord today. I think it's going to be a pretty simple process. This will also show you how to take the struts off if you are possibly lowering the car when I add new springs to it. So the first step I'm going to do, obviously after pulling the wheel off, is take this lower bolt out, which is a 17 millimeter bolt with a 17 millimeter nut. Yes, I'm using an adjustable wrench because I did a bunch of side work yesterday and haven't cleaned out my tools yet. There we go. That bolt is out. And then on the back side of the strut right here, we have a 14 millimeter pinch bolt, and that'll pull this whole wishbone off. There's the 14 millimeter pinch bolt. So now I can drop that down. And now we have just the actual strut part, which is bolted in up top up there. Alright guys, as usual, I will put a link in the description for all the parts that you might need. Now I'm going to take the top bolts out, and the strut should just fall out. We got two 12 millimeters that hold the little stiffening bar on. We got three 14 millimeters. Alright, now I'm going to see how easy this is to fish out of here. There we go. I had to pull down a little bit on this. Now I still don't know if there's going to be enough room to get that out. And I don't think there is. So I'm just going to go ahead and unhook this upper ball joint real quick. And guys, if you ever have trouble getting that cotter pin out, these are so thin. Just cut the ends off and just use a 17 mil impact, zip it off and snap it. You can take a drill bit or a punch and run it through, clean the hole out. Just a little trick I've learned over the years. Now it looks like when I unbolt this that I might stress the ABS cable. So I'm going to unbolt the ABS cable. For the bracket for it, it's 110 mil. I'm going to do the same thing with the brake line just to get it out of my way. There we go. Now that's completely out of our way. Like I said, this upper ball joint nut is a 17. I'm going to leave it on a thread or two so it don't go flying. There you guys go. You see that pop? Just draw that down. And there goes the strut. Pretty simple. Alright guys, I got the new strut. I'm gonna fish that up in through. Line the bolt holes up fairly close. Put this upper ball joint back on. No ugga dugga. Just tight, not gorilla tight. I gotta run and grab a new cotter pin quick. Okay, so I ran and got a new cotter pin. Remember, guys and girls, the cotter pin is what holds that nut. That's why you don't make it. That's why you don't make the nut that tight. If you make the nut too tight, it won't steer right, because the steering will actually be basically binding up right there. There we go, I got that nut put on. Now while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and bolt the brake line back on. Throw the ABS bolt back in, and make sure you put these in a couple threads before you hit them with an impact gun, because you don't want to cross thread them. I can't stress the importance enough of keeping an eye on your struts, because they're what controls the braking of your car, how fast you stop. It'll control bump absorption. So it's just one of those things that are overlooked, but can have a huge impact on the way your car rides and drives. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this fork split up over here. Sometimes a little tappy is all it needs. Now on the back here, there's a little notch on the strut that has to line up with the notch. Hopefully you can see that with the notch on the control, or the wishbone here. So there's a couple different ways to get that to line up. All right, guys, hardest part of the job I got done. That little notch is lined up. Now I got to spin this whole arm to get it to line up. I guess I'll just try putting a screwdriver in here. Alright guys, I hope you can see what I did. I used the pry bar and a screwdriver, put it in that hole, got it twisted so I can get that bolt put in. I mean, they always line up close, but sometimes they line up perfect, sometimes they don't. It all depends on how the kind of mood the people were that assembled it. Now I'm just going to bend the pry bar again. So I'm pushing the pry bar with my hand. my body, I should say. I'm going to move this up a little bit. There we go, right on in. Now if you're at home doing this, you could throw a floor jack under there, crank it up a little bit. Now I'm going to tighten up the last 17 millimeter. And that, my friends, is how we do struts on a Honda Accord. If you like this video, please subscribe. Like I said, sometimes they're easier, sometimes they're harder. Hardest part is getting that twisted in place to get that lower bolt put in.